Welcome to Wild Trout Man, featuring the art, science, adventure, and zen experience of fly fishing. Long live cold, clean water. Long live wild trout. Please help preserve this precious natural resource, and please subscribe to support the channel. Thank you, and enjoy this episode from Wild Trout Man.
A father brought this little boy to me the other day, and his name was Oliver. And Oliver had some questions for me. And so I said, what is it, Oliver? What? He says, I have a reel that I can't, the line's all screwed up. Can you fix it? Well, I said, let me see. And then he said to me, after we got that done, he said, you tie a fly for me. I said, yeah, I think we can do that. And then he said, can you show me the knot that puts a fly on the end of the leader? I said, well, I think maybe we could do that. And then he said, can you take me out in the yard and teach me how to cast? And I said, well, I guess we can. And then he said, can you take me over to the stream and have me catch a fish? And I said, well, we'll try. I think maybe we can do it. And then he said, can you show me a bow and arrow cast? And I said, I think we can do that. And then we were back at the house and we sat down at the table and he looked at me and said, what's next? So as we go through our life on the stream, and I say, and I'm 96 years old, and I'm working with James Dunmeyer and James Dunlop and Ryan Dunsmeyer and Larry Reagan, 3 guys, and they have had me on the mountain stream at 96, 5 hours a shot on a mountain stream, doing all the casting, crawling through that brush, and it's tough. And I'm 96, but I'm doing it. But, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, woo!
And what's next? Okay. Well, I love your heart. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. I came here tonight and for all of you people just to make one damn bow and arrow cast. So, when you make a bow and arrow cast, your hands are in prayer. Yep. I need it. And you take my long fingers and they come over the line, and that gives me my power. And then I can bring it way back, and I let it go. And when I'm on a stream, and I'm looking at for a trout, and so I take in my hand, and I have 2 fingers free, 2, 3, and I'm building all of these loops in my hand, and I come up the fly line, and I'm building these loops in my hand. And I was fishing with George Harvey one day, and he was making distance casts in the brush, and I didn't know how he was doing it. So I slipped behind some rhododendron, and he didn't know I was watching him, and I learned this from George Harvey. And he was doing this, and doing this, and finally, we got all this line in his hands. I was after these trout, and they were up there a far piece, and I said, that won't do it. I can't even get that much line off the reel. I can't do it. They're too far away. So I said, I'll make a loop. And I'll make a loop. And then I'll make a muscle loop. And then I'll have my hand. I'm shooting the ball. Get ready back there. So one day I make this cast. And it just went out. And as the water was bringing back the line, I reach up and catch my line. Raise your roof, play. And I shoot it. And I shoot it. There you go. And then shoot it. And George Harvey said, I never saw that cast before. And my head got so big. George Harvey never gave me credit for anything. I was so tickled, I couldn't even cry. That is called the bow and arrow rope. Now, for all of these, you only owe me $20 each. Thank you so much. Okay, now, hey, one more story. Are you ready for this one? So, the farmer goes to the market, and it's a little one-room store, and they sell him a thermometer. And he said, what do I do with this? And he says, it's wonderful. You can, it tells you how cold it gets and how warm it gets, and you know when you plant your crops, and it tells you everything. And so he took the thermometer home, and it was in the winter time, and he put it by a rose bush. And he goes out the next morning, and he looks at the thermometer, and it's almost zero. It's just 10 degrees on the one side, it is 0, and he goes in the next morning, and he looks at the thermometer, and it's 10 degrees below 0. And so he goes out the next morning, it's 20 degrees below. And he goes out the third morning, it's 50 below. And they asked him when he went back to the shop, he says, how did you like your thermometer? He says, I threw it away. You threw it away? Why would you throw it away? He says, if I wouldn't have, we would have froze to death.
Joe, anything?